So this morning I woke up and like every other day since this war began in March 5th, I woke up and I thought, okay, what is the district going to do next? So right now we're in a little battle of trying to obtain public records. They stated that they have the right so long as they follow a balance test that can prove that it outweighs the best interest of the public to withhold the records. They'll withhold them. They won't release them because it is in the best interest of the public to withhold them. So we're in that little battle right now. I fought back and I quoted a few court cases that state that they cannot use that blanket denial. And so that's that. But I thought, okay, I have a couple of more pending PRA requests, public records act requests. And I just thought, like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? What are you guys going to do today? What are you guys going to do today? And in my head, I thought, oh, I know what your next move is. You're going to want to deny records of email requests because I requested email exchanges. So I want to tell you guys exactly what the request was. I requested, let's see, a search for email communication seeking the following information. So I wanted it from January 1st, 2022 through the present. And I wanted them to use key terms like keywords like special education funding, special education budget, funding allocation, school funding, special education services, program funding, autism program, budget allocation, special education resources, and any related terminology referencing to the distribution of special education funds. Oh, like they just responded. Across LAUSD schools, okay? So let me see, names of offices likely to possess responsive records, da-da-da. So that's what I requested, okay? I requested that on March 5th. And when I woke up this morning, I had this like strange feeling that they were going to say, oh gosh, you are requesting quite a lot of emails. Like, and so in light of them using our government codes against us, I thought they're going to use a government code against us, a blanket response, but which one? It can't be the same one because this, for reals, does not have to do with anything personal. And so I checked my email because that's what I do every morning. I check my emails and I see what the district is responding to my public records act request. And I think I have about, so far, like 16 pending. Yes, 16. Every day I request more and more. I want you guys to know the truth of what Los Angeles Unified School District is doing to our community. So I received this. Oh, sorry. Take back, rewind. The first thing I did, because I had this thought in my head and this like feeling, was I'm going to do research to get myself ready. So I did not check my emails. I'm so sorry. I did not check my email first. First, I thought, let me prepare myself just in case, because once I get that email, I'm going to feel a pinch in my stomach. And then when I start researching, I get all like jittery. So let me first just have that armor already, just in case they respond in that way, I can already have it ready. So as I did my research, I came across this. So one of the things that I noticed that attorneys do is they reference old court cases. So if you're fighting the district and you're going to want to look for a similar court case, a similar fight, and see if our superior court ruled in favor of, the person that's in this case making a request for records, and an entity wanting to withhold those records. So that's what I've been doing. I want to research every single court here in California that has one, or in the United States, that our superior court has ruled in favor of, because that'll help me to tell the district, hey, like, there's already been a ruling in this and it was in this person's favor. I'm requesting the same thing, and so you're going to lose in court. But that's just the battles that we play. So I immediately did some research and I found Getz versus Superior Court, El Dorado County in 2021. So this is what happened. So I looked up it's okay. Here, let me just okay. The court held it was not overbroad or unduly burdensome, which is what they wanted to state, to identify or produce responsive records. So this is okay. Let me see. Let me just keep going. For a request that sought all emails over 6-year period between all county employees and 4 email domains. So somebody sued a company because they wanted all email exchanges of every single county employee and 4 domains of private companies. That's in the best interest of the public, because we know that there's favoritism going on. I don't quite know why they wanted these email exchanges, but there's favoritism going on, yes or no? So if somebody's like, hey, you know what? Those 4 guys right there, or let's say, if it's private companies, let's say money laundering, or, in a different case, I'm about to make another Public Records Act request. I'm going to request communications between the LAUSD and private investigators, like companies, because an insider informed me that they hire private investigators to go follow and research people who are fighting against them, allegedly. So yeah, we want to know all those email exchanges. Okay, so this person sued and said, I want communications between all county employees and these 4 domains of these private companies. And the company said, no, it is overbroad and unduly burdensome. That is a whole lot of emails. The emails amounted to 42,000 emails. The problem with the county's response and actions, they voluntarily put together an index with all emails listed, even though the PRA does not require creation of records that do not exist. So the court took this as evidence that the records could be located with reasonable effort, and the volume of material was not unimaginable. So this so-called catch-all exemption does not permit agencies to deny records merely by claiming burden, and courts have made that clear, most notably in Getz versus Superior Court of El Dorado County, where the court held that producing approximately 42,000 emails spanning 6 years was not unduly burdensome and could be accomplished with reasonable effort. Critically, the agency's own actions, such as compiling an index of responsive emails, demonstrated that the records were in fact identifiable and manageable. Undermining its claim of hardship, the court further emphasized that agencies must conduct a meaningful review to identify specific exempt material rather than issue blanket denials. In short, an agency cannot rely on vague assertions of burden to avoid disclosure. You hear that, district? It must show concrete, particularized justification, and where records can be located with reasonable effort, the law requires their production. So I looked that up and I thought, I'm just going to have this ready in my files just in case they want to talk about emails. So now let me go ahead and open up my emails and see what the district needs of me or has responded to my other PRA requests. And this is what the very first email that I opened. It says, hello, this correspondence is in response to your California Public Records Act request dated March 5th, 2026, wherein you requested a search for email communications seeking the following information. So the date range that I requested was January 1st, 2022 and I asked them to search special education funding, special education budget, funding allocation, school funding, special education services, program funding. So it goes on and on. But basically, anything that has to do with funding, anything that has to do with funding and special education and autism, all of that, just search all of that, anything that has to do with it, please. But I was very specific because the LAUSD, they're my friends, and I want to be fair with them, and I love them, and I want to make sure that I give them every single tiny little word that they can use to help their search. So they say, hey, you asked for this. The search results for email communications estimated to be 70 gigabytes, excluding any attachments. Please be advised a PRA request compelling the production of a huge volume of material may be objectionable as unduly burdensome. Wow. California First Amendment Coalition versus Superior Court in 1998. Hey, guess what? 1998. I just beat you with my 2021. We see Gatsby versus El Superior Court. Yep, 2021. So, as such, please consider this a request. Please consider this request to reduce and focus your PRA requests. Consider providing specific names of individuals to be searched, narrowing the search terms to unique terms and the time period. Please note the district's retention policy for emails is at least 2 years. We hope this suggestion will help you overcome any potential obstacles in obtaining the information you seek. We hope this suggestion will help you overcome any potential obstacles. Yeah. You guys be obstacleizing. Should you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. Okay, so I was like, right on the money. Right on the money. Remember, LAUSD, you guys are actually training me for this. Like, I knew nothing in 2018. I educated myself. I found a few things out. We took a break. We're back now. And now I'm applying what I've learned in the last 7 years. Yesterday was my 7-year anniversary. Was it March 19, 2019? Of that video of where I approached the Board of Education. So all you guys are doing is you guys are allowing me to learn your ways, and I'm going to share it with the public. That's what you guys are really doing, but that's what you guys want to do, and that's okay. So I thought to myself, okay, I could help you guys out a little bit more and give you guys a, let's see, please reduce and focus on specific years. I could do that. But now that I know that, our Superior Court states that it should not be burdensome for you guys because they just forced a company to produce 42,000 emails. I'm going to stick to what I want, and this is what I want. So if you want, just keep it at 42,000 emails. Don't go past 42,000 emails. Don't worry. I want to be fair, so you don't have to go 42 more than that. The thing that bothered me about this, though, is you guys stating that the district's retention policy for emails is at least 2 years. That cannot be correct. That really bothered me. You guys could have just given me the emails and I would have not found out that you guys are attempting to tell families that your retention policy is 2 years for emails. No, sir. No, that's not right at all. So what I did was I made another Public Records Act request. So I want to read to you guys the new Public Records Act request so you guys can know what will come next after that. So I'm requesting All policies, procedures, directives, or official guidelines current and prior governing email retention, deletion, archiving, and storage within the district. All records identifying the origin and development of the email retention policy, including but not limited to drafts of the policy, internal memoranda, reports, or studies relied upon, legal opinions, or guidance. All communications, including emails, attachments, text messages, and memoranda discussing, referencing, or relating to the creation, adoption, or modification of the email retention policy. The rationale for establishing a retention period of at least 2 years, any discussions weighing longer or shorter retention periods, compliance with legal obligations, including public records laws. That's the important one to me, LAUSD. I want to know if this is in compliance with our record laws. All records identifying the individuals, departments, or offices involved in creating, approving, or implementing the email retention policy, including organizational charts or approval chains if available. All communications with outside entities, including legal counsel, consultants, or vendors regarding the district's email retention practices or policies. All records reflecting training, guidance, or instructions provided to district employees regarding email retention, deletion, or preservation. All audit reviews or evaluations of the district's email retention policy, including any findings, recommendations, or identified risks. All records relating to any changes, revisions, or proposed changes to the email retention policy, including the reason for such a change. And I want the date range to be from January 1st, 2015 to the present. So it says, let me see, the public interest. This is my statement. This request is made in the public interest to understand how long the district retains official communications, who decided those timelines, and whether those policies impact transparency and public access to record. I personally feel like they very much so impact transparency and public access to records. They already give us an insane amount of resistance when we make a request, but now to tell us that their retention period is only 2 years. Okay, if you guys better be archiving everything and let me know how to access that, because even here now we're having a little bit of a hard time. But I always want to make sure that when I give my public information, I want you guys to know that this is coming directly from the Los Angeles Unified School District. So yeah, this is battle 3 in the war against the LAUSD. And yeah, I'll just keep you guys updated with what happens next, how they respond to my new request and my other requests, because I could already see that my emails are dinging and they're already responding. So I'll just make separate videos each time. But I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for following the story. Thank you for all the prayers and all the ánimos and all the feedback. And yeah, I'm listening. I'm sorry I've been a little bit MIA to my family. I've just been very embedded in this. So just yeah, we'll just see how it goes.